Welcome to This Explainer. All right, let's just dive right into this, because today we are unpacking something incredibly powerful, super intimate, and honestly, universally urgent. We're looking at 70 years of hard-earned, undeniable wisdom. And the best part? This isn't from some stuffy corporate boardroom or a theoretical textbook. No, this comes straight from the heart of a mother, speaking directly to a son. And what's so beautiful about her message is that she makes it crystal clear. It genuinely doesn't matter if you're watching from Pakistan, India, or literally any far-flung corner of the world. The truths she's observed over 7 decades completely transcend borders. She's laying out the ultimate secrets of life, the things every single mother desperately wants her son to understand before it's too late. It's basically a roadmap for navigating the world, and we're going to break the whole thing down so you can take these lessons with you.
Now, you might be thinking it's so easy to assume that a lack of wealth is what ultimately ruins a life, right? But this mother's observation completely shatters that myth right out of the gate. Over 70 years, she's seen the very rich and the incredibly poor, and her conclusion? Ruin doesn't come from an empty wallet. Actually, scratch that. It comes from bad decisions. We spend so much time stressing about empty bank accounts, thinking that's the ultimate threat to our survival. But ruin really comes from within, from the choices we make every single day. If you want respect in this life, you have to realize that your decision-making is the real steering wheel here. Money fluctuates, sure, but one devastatingly poor decision can derail everything.
So how do we avoid making those bad decisions? Well, it starts with her first major rule, and it's one rooted right at home. The foundational pillar of advice here is incredibly simple, but sadly frequently ignored. Never ignore your mother. She points out a pretty harsh reality of human nature. You see, when a man becomes successful, when he starts climbing that ladder and tasting victory, the very first person he tends to forget is his mom. He gets all caught up in the applause of the world and just leaves behind the very foundation that held him up in the first place.
And why is ignoring her such a massive, ultimate bad decision? Well, it comes down to how she defines luck. Luck isn't just random chance. It's not rolling the dice. It is deeply, spiritually tied to a mother's continuous prayers. The mother warns that if her prayers stop because she's been neglected or forgotten, a man's good fortune shuts down right alongside them. No way around it. It's a profound way of looking at success, really. You aren't just succeeding on your own merit, you're being carried forward by the blessings of the one who raised you. Cut that lifeline and you cut your own luck.
Okay, but she doesn't just dwell on the spiritual side of things. She pivots incredibly fast to the harsh worldly realities. Let's be real. The world can be incredibly cruel. It's an unforgiving place for those who can't support themselves financially. While a mother's love is unconditional, the world's respect, yeah, that's highly conditional. If you step out into society without the means to stand on your own 2 feet, the world is absolutely not going to show you the same mercy your family might.
Which brings us to a seriously painful reality check. She says, when pockets are empty, even relatives don't greet you. Just take a second to really absorb that. It's a brutal observation of human behavior. Poverty doesn't just deprive you of physical things, it can literally strip away societal respect. Even the people who are supposedly tied to you by blood will look the other way if you have nothing to offer. An empty pocket transforms you from a respected family member into someone everyone just kind of avoids.
To combat that cruel reality, she provides a strict 3-step action plan for any young man looking to build his self-worth and basically survive the world. Step 1, learn to earn. Step 2, learn a skill. Step 3, learn a craft. It's a clear progression of self-reliance. You can't just sit around hoping for money to fall into your lap. You have to actively develop the tools to extract value from the world. Acquiring a concrete skill or a craft is a man's first absolute duty. It's literally the armor that protects you from being the person no one greets.
All right, so once you've secured your ability to earn, we move to the next crucial life pillar, making smart decisions about who you actually surround yourself with. Because earning money is only half the battle, right? Protecting your life from the inside out is the other half. And this means making incredibly calculated decisions about who you allow into your inner circle and who you bring into your household. Your character is heavily influenced by your closest associations. It's like a giant puzzle, and you have to pick the right pieces.
And look, when it comes to building your inner circle and choosing a life partner, it requires intense honesty. The mother specifically says, I am a woman, so I am telling the truth. She pulls back the curtain and warns that not every beautiful woman makes a good wife. For a lifelong partnership, a man absolutely must prioritize good character over a mere beautiful face. Physical beauty fades, we all know that, but character is what you have to live with day in and day out. Choosing purely based on a face, that is exactly the kind of bad decision we talked about at the very beginning that can completely ruin a life.
But you've got to apply that exact same intense scrutiny to your friends too. The mother observes that an empty-pocketed man becomes a joke to everyone, so you must keep your circle small. Recognize the red flags. If your friends are just calling you to roam around aimlessly, if they're pushing you to waste your hard-earned money, and if they're just draining your time, they are not your friends. Think about it. It's rarely enemies that bring a man down, enemies you can see coming. It's useless friends who quietly destroy a man from the inside. Now, here's the kicker. You can have the skills, you can have the good wife, and you can trim away all of the useless friends, but if your health is bad, the whole shebang is finished. If your body becomes weak, all the money in the world becomes completely, utterly useless. You can't enjoy your wealth, you can't support your family, and you can't live out your duties if your physical vessel is falling apart. Health, truly, literally, is the ultimate wealth. So, how do we actually maintain it? Well, she gives us 3 simple, timeless rules for daily maintenance. Number 1, walk a little daily. Just keep the body moving. Number 2, drink more water. Fuel your system. And number 3, which is just as much about mental health as physical health, control your anger. Reduce it. Anger spikes your stress, it damages your heart, and honestly, it clouds your judgment, leading right back to those bad decisions we want to avoid for sure. These are just basic daily maintenance rules for the human machine. Okay, so we've covered money, family, friends, and health. But, what does this all actually amount to? What is the actual goal of a man's life after 70 years of observation? Well, we are left with a striking, super definitive answer to the true meaning of manhood. And here it is. A man is not someone who lives only for himself. That is a total illusion of the modern world. A real man, according to this mother's wisdom, is one who lives for his parents, his wife, his children, and the honor of his household. It's a life anchored in selfless devotion and familial duty. All those skills you learned, all the money you protected from useless friends, all the health you maintained, it isn't just for your own ego. It's literally to be a pillar for the people who depend on you. That is where true respect and a lasting legacy actually come from. Which brings us to our final thought. If these 70 years of wisdom resonated with you at all today, I really want you to ask yourself, who are you living for today? Are you living purely for yourself, or are you building a life of character, skill, and duty for the honor of your family? Reflect on your choices. And hey, if this explainer struck a chord with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Keep learning, keep building your character, and we'll see you next time.